three things I want to cover first. What is service accommodation? How is it different from all the other strategies? Lastly, does actually service accommodation offer a good investment opportunity? This is my first video for 2023 and I wanted to make sure that you guys understand your full journey. If you're with me this year, there's going to be loads of good content around service accommodation, short-let market. We've just hit over 2,500 properties that we've personally worked on. Airbnb or short-term rental service accommodation topic is quite hot. You know, we must say UK is one of the country where you build a business in a way that, you know, it's legal, it's make sure that, you know, you've got the right investments in place, you've attracted the right investment if you don't have it. Like, today's video is all about this, right? To talk about three types of investor that you can potentially be, or currently if you're thinking, who am I, what kind of investment should I be doing, this is the right video. And we can share, and I can share my knowledge working with individual clients, from, you know, somebody starting like you to somebody who has got over 200 properties.
They sent out letters to all my landlords in the in Bridgewater in Somerset,
Right.
asking to inspect the properties, and yeah, they're not happy with some of the safe. I get, well, for one of them, because in one of them I've got 4 people in there. They're saying it needs a HMO license.
Right. What, on a 2-bed?
Huh? No, on a 4-bed.
On a 4-bed. So guys, if you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share. Three things I want to cover first. What is service accommodation, or short-term rental agency or letting agency that I call? How is it different from all the other strategies? Lastly, does actually service accommodation offer a good investment opportunity? So 3 things. A lot of people, you know, if you're watching my channel, you want to understand this. So for me, what I use service accommodation as a term with my clients is these are people who are really looking to replace hotels for your service, which is your property and the way you set up your property. Generally, these clients are looking to only stay a few nights because obviously they want the amenities, like, you know, the lounge, the living room, the kitchen and stuff. That's what they provide, the word serviced, and then accommodation. I completely working in the industry 5 years. For me, what a short-term rental agency is completely different to service accommodation. Don't get me wrong, the terms are quite similar, the purposes are similar, but there's certain type of guest I put in service accommodation business. I would put a certain type of guest into short-term rental agency, and purely because the type, the behavior, the requirements, what they ask you for is completely different, right? So for me, service accommodation is simple. It's just people who are looking for 2 to 3 night stay, even up to 7 night stay, looking for a property instead of hotel. The second question was, how is it different from all the other businesses? I think, you know, this year there's more and more people looking at different opportunities. You might be one of them, right? I've done it, you know, years back when I was starting my journey. I was thinking, what is the best way I can get into certain businesses that's going to allow me to make better cash flow, but also understand that, you know, internet is a great world at the moment. There's so much free information that, you know, you're taking off from my channel. There's different channels around. What you need to understand is, you know, I've seen a lot of people starting, you know, marketing agency. I've seen a lot of people getting into, obviously, service accommodation itself. Everyone's looking for a lower entry barrier to invest, but also be able to get a great return. Now, in this video later, I'm going to talk about that 3 type of investor, who you are, and what kind of return can you expect, or in general, just understanding what's important as an investor, right? And last but not the least, does service accommodation offer a good investment opportunity? Yes, it does. You know, I work with clients daily. I launched 5 properties last week in the UK, and, you know, if I say to someone, well, you know, is it even legal, or is it, you know, letting agency doesn't want to talk to me about short let, or, you know, for corporate let? I'm thinking, well, I've just spoken to someone that we're launching 5 properties with. So yes, it is available out there. You must be able to understand there's right legals, the right procedure you need to follow. But yes, it is, you know, something I've always been a big fan is getting bookings, right? And this, you know, my channel for Airbnb is all about that. If you watch all my videos, I talk a lot about getting direct bookings or certain type of guest behavior. So look, let's go straight into today's video now. Let's talk about the 3 types of investor, and let's qualify yourself. In the comment down below, let me know who you are, and even there's some guides that I can help you with, hopefully in coming weeks and months, for you to secure your first unit. So the last one is my passion at the moment, because I've seen a lot of management companies around the world. You know, I've worked with management company in Dubai, I've worked with management company in Australia, and you know, clients, understanding clients and how they operate and how I've been able to be a part of their team, which, you know, I'm very grateful for all our clients I've ever worked with, because it allowed me to work with individual entrepreneurs and business owners who's had some vision in their business. And, you know, everyone started with one unit. Like my largest client who had 150 property, to know that they started with one property and then scaled to 150 to even 200 across 2 countries, and hired me then to be able to get him some serious booking. You know, I've been a big fan of telling it, but I made them over £100,000 on direct booking as a result of my work. Obviously, because they had so many property, that was able to, and that's, by the way, in 1 month we increased their direct booking by, I think, what they used to do, about 30,000 to over £100,000. And yeah, look, you know, not a lot of people can sit down here and talk about the experience. Now, going back to your third type of investor you can be, is owning a management company. What does that mean to you? So firstly, think about, what does a management company do? A management company basically manages property on behalf of a landlord or even a rent-to-rent client, because they don't have the knowledge to manage it properly, they don't have the right system, more importantly, they don't understand how to get bookings. Now, if you think about the first two investor, the buy-to-let investor into short-term rental, yes, great. They might have an understanding on how to get a buy-to-let property, but they might not have an understanding on turning into a short-term rental business, or, you know, effectively they might just list it on Airbnb. And I've seen a lot of landlords at the moment wanting a hands-free approach to their earnings. And the way to do that is by owning a management company where you're confident that they're going to get good bookings, as well as you charge them a management fee. Obviously, I come from a letting agency background, as well as, you know, owned estate agency. So the letting agency is similar, but all you're doing is you're opening, for me, a management company, is you are effectively a short-term rental letting agency. So you're managing the landlord's property as a short-term rental, and obviously they get a great return. The second thing I talk about is, well, you know, having in-depth knowledge of the market, because if you are a management company, the biggest thing somebody's going to rely on you is knowing and understanding the market. Now, you might be thinking, Piers, well, I've never done this before, so how do I go about it? Look, it's the same as rent-to-rent strategy. You've never done that before, but once you get your first unit, now this is where you're going to find it interesting. You're not speaking to any letting agency trying to secure a unit. The risk factor for you is a lot less, because what you're doing right now is you're speaking to someone as a landlord or a rent-to-rent investor. They're setting up the property and you're coming on behalf of them confidently to eliminate their hospitality business mind, because you're going to run it. And more importantly, the marketer's business, which I talk about, getting bookings. Remember, I've said it again and again in my videos, you've got 3 parts to short-term rental business or service accommodation business, which is, it's a property investing strategy. We've spoken about that, buy to let or rent to rent. Then the second factor comes in, it's a hospitality business. Not everyone enjoys running a business. Not everyone has got time running a business. Like, I know people who have got their main job and have started investing on, you know, service accommodation model. The reality is, look, if you've got a 9 to 5 and you've got a guest checking in at 3 o'clock, your mind's going to go from work to making sure that your guest is checking in. Now, if that happens every 2-3 nights stay that you're doing, at the end of the day, you can do it for 6 months and you're going to slowly burn out, and you'll be like, well, I'm not getting the return I want, I'm not scaling, I've got this one property making me £300-400, whatever profit that is, but you're constantly in and out between both. The fact that a management company like you will be able to just go, actually, do you know what? Operationally, you're strong. Put a great system in place. There's loads of stuff that you can put in. I consult client on it, and I've got a lot of, I've consulted 2 letting agencies in the UK right now who are now adding short let to their actual services. Great, you can just systemize it. You don't have to be there all the time. So that's one thing. So owning a management company. Now, a management company, if you remember, you can charge anywhere between 15 to 20. I know people charging 25% depending on performance. If you're charging 15% on management fee, let's say a booking is £3,000, now you can work out how much money you're making on that unit, right? Even I know like standard letting agencies charge 10% on management or even 12% on fully management fee. So do your research, see how much money you can make sure that you understand hospitality business, you're strong on making sure you're protecting the your landlord's property or your rent-to-rent client's property. And last but not the least, it is a marketer's business. If you're a management company, understand how to get bookings. Understand how to get direct bookings. I speak to a lot of management companies. I say, well, how much, what percentage of direct booking do you actually bring to your business? Because, oh yeah, we're doing all right, 10-15%. And I'm like, well, where are they coming from? Oh, but it's coming from, places like Situ, Silverdor, all the other brands for their corporate client, and they're passing on the lead. My thing for any management company is, if you're going to do well to start a management company, you should be able to sit down with the landlord and say, hey, look, I can tell you this is what our direct bookings is. Yes, we rely on OTA, Airbnb, Booking.com, Verbo, TripAdvisor, all the other platform, but you sitting down and go, look, this is our direct booking strategy. What that is you're telling the landlord that even if those platforms don't work, you are more than capable of getting those bookings. And look, something that a lot of people don't talk about in our industry is this. It is a marketer's business. You need to understand how to market your properties in guest behaviors and the type of guest you want to attract in your management company. So look, third way to invest in short-term rental business or service accommodation business is opening a management company. Obviously it's got a different factor to it, but yes, you can scale your business from 0 to 10 in no matter of time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Today's video was, like I said to you, a welcome back to 2023 in terms of my channel. I wanted to make sure that the more people, just sitting down and understanding everything we need. Like, I feel like in our industry at the moment, it's a lot about, yes, go and get the property, let's scale it, let's make that money. Nobody talks about my consulting clients always say to me, Piers, actually, when we have invested on that unit and now come and work with you, we see the different side of short-term rental business. My company's always innovating, and we look at different strategies to get clients bookings, different part of the world, and we're very fortunate to sit down and keep working with different individuals from different backgrounds, doctors investing in short-term rental, experienced landlords now turning into short-term rental, people who've got 9-to-5 jobs and started on rent-to-rent business and have worked with management company, they've failed it and they've now taken the unit back because they're in a contract with 30 months with the landlord and the letting agency and now have to do it themselves. They don't have time for it, and we get to come in and work and solve all these problems for clients. So look guys, if you want to connect with us, my link is down below. Please drop me a message. Please comment down below who are you or who can you be, and I can come back with if you've got any questions, actually put it down below. Would love to answer them. But I hope you had a great start for 2023, and yeah, look forward to catching up in the next video.